Okay, so I have a tree that can produce branches, and branches can produce branches, and on a branch you can have a leaf, and the leaf represents a point of knowledge, like an apple is fruit, or yeonpil is pencil in the Korean language. So then what do we do with that? Where's my boundary? Here's my boundary. There's my boundary. Okay, nothing past here. How about over here? Okay, over there. Okay, so you can of course is that one screen? Anyways, I'm sure nobody's watching this, just thanks for being a witness. It helps to talk to somebody. So you can view information, right? I could say within a category of thing, this is a pencil, and also maybe there's an eraser, and we're talking about the category of like fancy shop stuff. And you could have a text representation of that concept. So text is pencil, and you could have a picture representation of that concept, and I put like a 3D, like a sketch, like a pencil sketch, like a black and white sketch, or maybe like a picture. Also, I had put in there like 3D models, but I didn't want to get so fancy right away, but eventually I think adding the ability for people to upload models, like a 3D model that's like a low poly version, or a cartoon version, or a realistic version, that would be cool to be able to manipulate those objects. But we'll add that to another iteration of this. I don't want to get bogged down in scope creep. So anyways, we can view things, right? Also, we could view a video. That's right. Text, picture, video, and emoji. I don't know, is that significant enough to put down for like something? Maybe, I don't know. No, I think that's kind of stupid. Anyway, it's kind of related to text. It's a subdivision of text, sort of. Is it? Maybe? I don't know. Anyways, so then, so within the information, we can view the information. Like, so when we want to learn information, then we can be exposed to information, and we can view it. Like, hey, here's a pencil. This is Canada. This is borscht. This is a backflip in a video, right? Are there other things? Sure, there's other types of things we can expose people to, but I think that's maybe a good start. There's other things like, what about this rhythm? That rhythm. I mean, that's the concept of beyond sound. Oh yeah, where's sound? Okay, sound. Sound is definitely within the package of basics. Emojis. Okay, check it out. Whatever. Emoji. Okay, so that's a nice basic, like text, picture, sound, and video. Yeah, okay, that's a place to start. So we can show people stuff. Here's a pencil, and sound of a pencil, no sound of a pencil, but sound of a song, or sound of somebody talking or something. And then I guess the next thing up the ladder, and I don't know if we want to have this, is you can view stuff, and then we could say, start asking questions about it, like true or false. This is a pencil, true or false. And I guess the next thing would be like multiple choice. Which one of these is a pencil? So it could be a text representation of that to say, which one is a pencil? What? I guess if we're saying like maybe another language, if it's translated, do we have to put that category translation? So make a choice. So yeonpil is pencil in Korean. So then what is yeonpil? You could say pencil, cat, dog, fish, whatever. So that's one type of question. That's like a multiple choice question, right? That's related to the true or false thing also. Also like just a question. So I guess these three are chunked together. So a true or false concept, or a choice, or questions. Then we could look at a factor in text. It's like text question and text answer. I guess, what do you write with? I write with a pencil. It could be something like that. I don't know. So then over here you got sketches, right? So true or false. This is a sketch of a pencil, or multiple choice. I guess pick the sketch of a pencil, and then you could have different sketches, and you could choose which one's right. Also, you could show like real pictures. So that's sketches and pictures amongst true or false, choice, and question. Like question means like open question modalities, and then sound. I guess sounds of what? I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. Sounds of what? Like sounds of vowels, or sounds of like b, like phonics, phonetic stuff? Or a song. What song is this? I guess maybe if we're dealing with sound, right? Maybe is that too nebulous? True or false? True or false? This is B. K. Yeah, okay, that works. Okay, cool. I guess. I don't know. But so you have to define what kind of sound are you talking about. That should be useful sometimes. Okay. Oh yeah. So is this a piano? Yes or no? And then have something going on there. So some people are going to want to work with sound, and so some people are going to want to work with a video. Like this is a backflip, or this is running, or this bird is, I don't know, flying. So you could present people with like a video. They watch the video. So the stimulus is the video, right, of a bird flying. And then we say, this bird is flying, true or false? True, okay, great. So this bird is flying, jumping, running, singing, whatever, okay. And then question, what is this bird doing? This bird is flying. So yeah, okay, video, that's cool. So basically we have to be able to create the opportunity for people to create questions for text, picture, sound, and video. That's a good start. There's other things, but we can start there. Also the whole stacks thing, I don't want to get into stacks right now, do I? I don't know. Anyways, that's not for the first. So let's limit our scope to just this for today. So then we got to be able to make an input where you can create all these kinds of questions. And so what happens after like asking a question? What about sequence? What about parts and things, and flipping things around for grammar, like this crayon is a, and you have to, so that close, CLOZE, close kind of question. So you have to like resequence that, right? So that is, what is that working with? What kind of question is that? I mean, you could be sequencing like pictures to tell a story, right? You could ask a question of kids, like, or people, to say, hey, reorganize these pictures to make sense. Reorganize these sounds, I guess so. Somebody might want to make that kind of question. Like the word cat has what sounds in it, and maybe there's k and t and at, and you have to organize them to go k, at, cat. Okay, that's cool. So that's sequencing. How is that relating to? It's not producing an answer. It's sequencing elements into sense. Yeah, okay, that's cool. Is that on screen? Yeah, okay. I know you guys can't read this, but anyways, thanks for listening. I'm sure nobody's listening. It's just for me, basically. So, okay. So then we can have true or false questions, choice questions, like open questions. I don't know, what do you call that? Like open? Like just give me the answer, right? And then you might want to be able to sequence things, to say, here are objects, put them in a sequence. And if you had been taught that there is a sequence of things, first you do this, then that, then that. So then that's certainly a type of question where you would be like giving objects, like a button or several objects with text on it, or pictures or videos. I guess you could order anything, drag and drop them into an ordered situation. So if we're going to deal with like sequences, what about other elements of the hierarchical exploration of like meaning? So, if you have like fruit, say if this is fruit, right? And then say if this is banana and this is apple, I think that's very useful in many instances to say, fruit, these are types of fruit, right? So this kind of thing, that's another aspect. Certainly there's sequencing of these two things, which comes first, right? Maybe does this thing come first? Does this thing come third? If it's apple and banana, this is fruit, which thing comes first? You could argue it's apple because it's, alphabetically ordered that way. Or you could say we prefer round things. I mean, that's kind of subjective, whichever thing you put first here. But anyways, that's subjective. But, objectively looking at this, apple and banana are clearly fruit in this arbitrated system where the categorical like container is above. Let's just say that's, the system that we're working with. So sequencing is an aspect of this, but also like categorizing things. Oh yeah, categorizing things. So having many things and putting them into buckets. Categorizing. So do we want to be able to make questions where people have to categorize things? Categorize. Like, what do you mean? Like, these are verbs or nouns, or these are cats, or these are canines, or these are signs, or these are chemicals, or these are cars, what? Yeah, I guess so. So how are we going to do that? Are we going to create like a picture of a car, and then you have to say what category does it go into and go through multiples of those? Or are we going to get a big screen with like a whole bunch of pictures? And then there's like some buckets, right? Like a car bucket and I don't know. a pencil bucket or something, or an automobile bucket and a utensil bucket. Yeah, maybe both of those are cool. So if it's like one thing, categorizing it into options, that's kind of like using the multiple choice template for flexing your categorization abilities. But if it's on a bigger screen, like a computer screen or a TV or something, categorizing objects would be kind of fun. I think that way would be another way to sort large groups of objects, which can be cool too. So that's an idea, right? Okay. So definitely we want to add the sequencing element. We have to put things in order. That's going to come up in many situations. Who knows, whatever you're going to use it for. But I think with language and making sentences, that makes a lot of sense. And maybe for pictures, putting them in order to make a logical flow or some sort of like flow that's good for you. Is it a concrete answer? Is there an always right answer? Or is there something that can be also subjective? Perhaps like maybe we would say, I want to express myself in this way. So maybe there's a question. A question is a type of prompt. So maybe the prompt is like a question and says, put these in the, quote, correct order. Or maybe it's saying, hey, here are elements, express yourself. That becomes kind of artistic expression, like art, right? Okay. So maybe you're expressing yourself to your person that you're reporting to or communicating with to say, here's an expression of these objects that I've sequenced in space, right? So that's sequencing. And then categorizing, putting things in buckets and also filtering things, right? So if we say, here's this is body and this is my leg and then my foot. So my body has a leg, my leg has a foot. So I guess there's categorizing and there's also filtering. Filtering would be like, which is a part of which. So if this is body and this is foot and this is leg, we could kind of argue that body and then leg and then foot, because foot's a part of the body and the body's a part of the leg, and foot's part of the leg and the leg's part of the body. But maybe there's other ways to also think about this. Anyways, so do we want to add this to this first iteration? Maybe it's getting a little complex. So yeah, I think there's definitely value in doing this sequence category stuff. But I think for this first pass, let's limit this system to get a working model up. Let's use this model stuff later. So there's the hierarchy stuff, sequencing, filtering, categorizing, culling, interpolating, extrapolating, distilling wisdom. I think let's leave that for the next band pass. And also the stack stuff. Let's leave stacks, my language system, for like a little bit later to get people up and running on this. So maybe we can finish this for today. So what elements do we have? So I guess thinking through all like the permutations of like, so I guess there's like, we could think of like stimulus and response. So if we're arbitrating this to be like, where's all my paper? Okay, let's just arbitrate a system that says above is stimulus and below is response. So then what do we have? A stimulus of what? Stimulus of text. And below can be text. Okay, that's one kind of question. Well, it could be like text. Then could we put a picture down below? I mean, I guess it could be like take a picture or find a picture of, upload a picture. Yeah, I guess it could be upload a picture or take a picture of whatever, something, photocopier or air filter or a potato. So that's a valid kind of question. So text prompt followed by an input for a picture, upload or take a picture. Okay, and then I guess we could also say text and then vid, sure. So here's a text prompt and then it's a question, and then you, in response to this text prompt, you upload or you take a video. Okay, that's doable. And sound, text and then sound. I don't think you can read this, but anyways, it's just for having a companion. Thank you, whoever you are. I love you very much. if it's just me, that's cool. It just helps me flow and keep going. The witness is kind of cool. It helps. So thank you. So, okay, this was text stimulus, and then so creating a question template, or the ability to take in like text, pics, video, and sound. That's a good start. That makes sense. Text, picture, sound, video. Yeah, okay. So those kinds of questions can exist. That's reasonable. Also, just for the stimulus, I think, just here's text, or here's a picture, or here's a video, or here's sound to begin with. Those are valid things for like the view thing. For when you're thinking about how do you interact with people, first thing you can do is people can observe your objects, right? So let's view my text, my pic, my video, my sound. Okay, that's cool. And then the next is like, I guess, true or false. This makes sense for this, or this is a picture of this, or this is a video, this is a sound of this. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, multiple choice. So then if it's text to text for multiple choice, right? So where do you get the multiple choice options? So if we can say, cats have, and then blank eyes. Like how many eyes, right? So we could say 2 generally. Maybe somebody has no eyes, or 2 eyes, or 3 eyes. I don't know, but mostly we're talking about cats having 2 eyes, right? So then, what about if it's going to be multiple choice? We want to present the user with multiple choice. Where do we get those? I guess within a category of knowledge that we're working with. I mean, within your branched tree of knowledge that you have, say you're generating questions about cats having. Okay, well that's not really great about numbers, but let's say, types of fruit, for example. We're talking about types of fruit, right? So that's not really cool. With text, that's not really cool. Okay, well, pictures. No. Yeah, okay, text. So if the text is like banana, and you have a picture of a banana, so then we need other options. If we're going to do a multiple choice question, then where are we going to get all those other options? So I think we could either say in the algorithm, if there are sufficient objects within a category that you've listed on your tree of knowledge, then we could say the default setting is that the algorithm will randomly select 3 other objects to add up to 4 objects for the multiple choice. Just arbitrating, then a multiple choice question is 5 options, 4 options, 5 options. Well, I think 4 is the iconic. Anyways, the end goal is basically that we're having people produce information, not just selecting it by choosing from a multiple choice. So I don't think the question of 4 or 5 is so critical, because that's not the end goal. I think we want people to say, like, here's a picture of a banana, and then you type in that's a banana, right? Okay, so yeah, so I guess the default algorithm is that, if there's only 2 objects in there, and it's just an apple and a banana that you've put into your category on your tree of knowledge to say fruit, apples, and bananas, then I guess it's not really okay, maybe yeah, that's a good point. Okay, check it out. So then maybe we get a random selection of objects that are existing in the category to be pre-populated into, like, in the question maker, you can have, like, here's your object, banana, right? You got your picture banana and the word banana. And then there could be, like, pre-populated section where, assuming you have other things. If you already entered an apple and an orange, so then it would pre-populate the options, apple and orange, and then it would be asking for another one. So you could flush those pre-populated suggestions, or you could use them. And if you have like a category, say fruit, for example, and it's filled with 25 different fruit, maybe it just randomly selects. So I guess you'd need the option to, like, flush the pre-populated suggestions, or select if you like. If you're the teacher of this object, this leaf of knowledge, right, on this tree of knowledge, then I guess maybe you'd want to say, hey, I want to tweak these suggestions. Maybe something doesn't really make sense, or for whatever reason you want to tweak it, right? So I guess you want to be able to bring up the list of alternatives and select maybe by pictures. So that's just for the question maker. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so text to pick. So for multiple choice, the first is random. And if there's only 1 or 2, then it'll, like, pop it into the pre-populated fields for the first two options, for example, like that, and then it would be prompting you to say, hey, give me another picture, or flush all these if you like. So there's freedom there, right? That makes sense. Okay, I think that's a nice user experience. Okay, cool. So then that's about text and picture integration for multiple choice. And then for open, of course, you're just saying open. That's like grab a picture. You're just telling the person if it's an open question and you're saying text and provide a picture response, then you're saying also sketch, like sketching on the computer, like if you have a tablet and sketching. Yes, that would be great, but I don't want to get into that right now, but that's a great option. I should make that later. So picture draw. Okay, boom. Okay, so then we have in the text section and picture, I think we need a grid here. With text and picture, then we need to be able to get options for pictures and just make it as user-friendly as possible. Yes, to reiterate, let's say that we randomly select from the data siblings. A data sibling would be like in the category of fruit. If you have apples and oranges and pineapples, then the sibling of an apple is a banana, for example. Just arbitrate that is the way that we run here. So then, yeah, pre-populates with a random selection of the objects. You can flush it, you can choose, you can tweak, you can upload everything that you want. So I think when you're uploading data as a creator, as a maker of your adding to your tree of knowledge, it's kind of your responsibility to like be a caretaker of also the generation of questions. Okay, so then text and then the response is a video. Okay, all right. So then, yeah, exact same thing. Picture, video, sound. It's the exact same algorithm. Okay, cool. So that handles that for the multiple choice thing. And then an open question would just be like, here's a text prompt. You give me a text. You give me a picture, video, sound. Great, good. Okay, cool, right? Okay, so that's for like text input. These things output. That makes sense for that algorithmic concept. So then what about picture? Picture. And then you output text, output pic, output sound, output vid. So, yeah, so here you're prompted with a picture, and then you write a text. Do we also need an accompanying like setup or context or piece of information, like, what do you see in the picture, or like what is that thing in the picture? What's happening in the picture? Like some sort of question about the picture. This is probably good, right? I think so, when you're asking a question. So, but maybe not. I don't know. We could add it as an option. Of course, anything's possible. So stimulus is picture and output is text. Of course, here's a picture of banana, and you type in banana. Cool. Or now you type in, oh my god, how about this? That's cool. So the stimulus is picture. The stimulus is a picture of a banana, and then it's saying, respond to me with a picture of a banana. So maybe you upload or take a photo of a sketch or real object of a banana. So that's interesting. That's generating alternatives. That is really cool. And then sound. A sound of a banana? A sound of a bird or a sound of an engine? Yeah, sure. But the sound of a banana? Are there sounds of bananas? Yeah, I guess when you peel it so maybe you take a sound, and then also you should be able to describe it, I would think. The revving of an engine, or the hum of an engine, or the turning on or the ignition of an engine. So like, I guess the picking of a banana, or the opening of a banana, or the mushing of a banana, or the chewing of a banana. So I guess when you're doing stuff that's not text-based, maybe it's good to have like text addendum to say like, yo, this is a sound of a banana, but within this context. So you can specify what you're talking about. So that, I don't know. Because people could be providing many different sounds of a banana. Why would you want to do that? Who knows? If many teachers are coming on here and they want to express themselves in different ways, they want to be gathering different responses for things. Maybe it's an art class, maybe it's whatever. It's beyond things that I think of. So here, the text is a picture prompt of an engine. And, hey baby, I'm talking to myself on the camera. Helps me think. Were you wondering? Hey, baby? Can I have some coffee? Coffee? And an orange? Okay. Oh, I've seen you. Hey, do you want to get some, like, lunch sometime? What are you thinking about it?
I don't know. That need to do something.
Okay, I just gotta plow through this. I'll catch you later. Love you. Bye. Oh. Yeah. Also, I think you do need text when you're giving like a picture and asking for the response of a picture, or in any way, because what if you put a picture of a banana, and then what is the question? What is the response? I mean, there's so many different responses. Are you talking about long things like a pencil or an eggplant? Are you talking about like the color, like returning a picture of the sun? So in which way do you want to be engaging people, and what way do you want to be guiding their interaction? So you as a person creating questions or integrating knowledge into your tree of knowledge is going to be curious and like wanting to know information about stuff. If it's a banana, then if it's a banana, then maybe somebody's going to return a picture of a monkey, right? Maybe it's kind of free association. You give a banana, you picture somebody falling on the floor, or somebody, doing something with a banana. Who knows? So I think when you're the curator of your branches, your trees, your twigs of knowledge with those associated leaves, I think it's kind of your job to guide people as to how you want them to respond. And how you want them to respond is like freely. If you want to be some weird artistic funky monkey person, then you can just say, here's a picture, respond with a picture. And also this session is nothing to do with validity or veracity of knowledge or trust or appropriateness or morality. That's a whole other layer of processing, right? I mean, if somebody puts a picture of a banana, obviously there's some potential like sexual connotations that somebody could be putting there, right? So then how do we verify the truth or the appropriateness or the bibbidi-bobbidi-boo? There's so many facets to think about the information that we're gathering here, right? But that's another separate layer. How do we have people gather their knowledge so we can assemble information that grows and helps people grow? And maybe within different governments or cultures, they have different values. Within different subsets of people, they have different values. And do we need to like honor their different values and morals? And I mean, I think so. If we don't, then this thing's going to piss people off, and they're not going to really want to participate, perhaps, when they bump up against boundaries of belief or concept that are points of friction. So the ability to like handle that stuff is a whole other layer of processing. So this is just purely talking about gathering of information. Morality, truth, veracity, trust, all that jazz. We'll deal with that in another session. So, okay, so that's cool. Text input plus a picture stimulus with an optional text. Yeah, optional text point with an output of picture, with an output of sound. So, I mean, is it necessary to say, yeah, I think so. I think it's a good thing to say, okay, here's a stimulus picture with an optional text prompt. And then you're inputting a picture, a video, a sound, and you can have an optional text field. What about that whole thing of tagging? Is that a whole other layer? Yeah, I think it's some sort of like structural element. But do we want to add that right now? I mean, I guess you could just type in hashtag bibbidi-bobbidi-boo, whatever you want. Okay, so that's dealing with pictures. And I guess, is it not the same for sounds and videos and stuff? Yeah, how do you want to respond to that? Is it not the same for everything? Yeah, I think it's the same for everything. So the stimulus of a text a picture, a sound, or a video. So, and then the response with a text, a picture, a sound, or a video. So I guess in all cases, text is there, and then we have the additional objects. Right, that makes sense. So we got like 16 sort of things going. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's to do with multiple choice and like a display of stuff so people can observe your things, true or false, and open questions. So I guess we need to make sure that I have the ability for people to create questions and guide their responses to come in. And also they should select, oh, right. So when the responses are coming in, what is the point of the response? Is there like one answer? Is there one answer? Is there a list of answers? List of responses? Or is it open? So, when you're giving a stimulus of a text, picture, sound, or video, and then you're seeking a response, or you're listening for a response, then why? Is it some sort of knowledge that you want to communicate? Like 1 + 1 is 2? Okay, great. And bananas come from trees? Great. Or an engine runs on gas or electricity or whatever it runs on? Sure, okay. So that's the information that you want to be sharing. So sharing. Okay. So you want to be sharing information. You want to share information. You want to give a question and you want to have a response. So you have a response. So, what's the capital of Canada? Ottawa. Okay, cool. So then that's like information that you want people to know, or you want to populate your groups of people with this information. Okay, so then, but also seeking information, sharing, and then like teaching, and then also like seeking information, and then I guess verifying. Like, what's the purpose of this interaction? So I'm just going to share you. Like, this is a pencil. I've shared something with you, right? And I could say, I could ask a question. What did I use to write on this paper? That's a text input, right? And then your response should be pencil. I used a pencil. Okay, so that's kind of like teaching. Or if I can say, hey, this is Yonpil. I'm showing you a picture, right? Ooh, baby. Thank you. Hey, it's another one of those nice ones. Hey. Is this from the capsule? Or the fluffy mixed stuff? I've been putting these videos of just my thoughts online. I'm getting like 7 views. I'm sure nobody watches these. There's not for people to watch. It just helps me to talk. I talk too much, right? Okay. Hot. Okay. So, yeah, right. So I can be saying, where was I? Oh yeah, okay. So sharing. Okay, so I'm sharing, this is coffee. Okay, I'm just populating information. I'm just sharing information. Okay. Now, if I want you to be learning this, I could say, what is this? And then it's coffee. So then, and then I can put that into the algorithm, the algorithm that hunts you down and keeps bugging you. What is this? What is this? Right? Until you know what it is. If for some reason it's important for you to know that this is coffee, or whatever this is delicious. Okay. So also I could be saying, what is this? And then you're saying it's coffee because I want you to know that it's coffee. But actually, if I want some input, I can say, what is this? If I don't know, or if I want some alternative opinions or thoughts or information. So, I mean, if I want to communicate with people and be saying, hey, what is this? Tell me what it is. And then I go get 100 responses, and then the machine can be actually learning. So, okay, interesting. So there's questions. Questions have a purpose to teach the observer, or questions have a purpose of actually seeking information, right? Seeking information, gathering information. Okay, gathering. So getting information, and then also, I guess, like verifying information. Verifying information. Okay, and then that, I guess that does get into like all the facets of your object that you want to think about, right? So is it true that this is this on camera? Yeah. Is it true that this is coffee? Okay. So yeah, right. So then in asking the true, yeah, oh hell yeah. In asking I guess we could say student, not really couldn't, we could be many things, but let's just say it's a student, right? So if you're creating this tree of knowledge and you're saying, hey guys, is this coffee true or false? So then from their perspective, the learner, let's just call them a learner for now. I mean, we can all be learners and growers and knowers and stuff. So anyways, the learner is going to say, yes, that's coffee, right? So now can we say that this is coffee? Not necessarily. But if we ask, a million people, is this coffee? And, everybody says it's coffee, then it's, by human standards of knowledge, then this is coffee. Just like, wasn't there was like a county fair somewhere. They had a bull and they asked everybody to guess the weight of the bull. And then like the average of all the guesses was actually about the weight of the bull, give or take like 5 pounds or something like that. That's cool. So we can be using this information to verify information. Like, what is this? It's a microphone, right? Yeah, right. They had that AI that somebody built a while ago, and then it could learn and communicate with people. And within several hours, it had been compromised because somebody was kind of gaming it and abusing it and teaching it to say a bunch of terrible stuff. So there was no real kind of verification process on that. There was a teacher that once worked at my school, and he loved the guy, amazing guy, Canadian guy. He told me this story that he actually taught his brother many wrong things when they were both little. Maybe he was like 7 and his brother was 4 or something like that, right? So he taught him these wrong words, and then his brother didn't actually know this stuff, and then actually, like later in life, the brother still believed that the fork was actually called like a knife, or it's not like a spoon was called a, ruler or something like that, and kind of discovering these little bombs, right? So in regards to that AI that got corrupted by people trying to mess with it, we have to assume that, a portion of the population is always going to be trying to mess with things, trying to break it. We can't go from a point of trust, because that's just another video to talk about. I don't really want to talk about that, but that's not good. Basically, we need to be able to build up trust in people and build up trust in data. I mean, if I have somebody who is a verified person that seems to have been telling the truth for many moons, and they've been communicating well about many things on certain topics, I can probably trust them. There's a higher degree of trust, right? And also, if I have knowledge to say, this is an orange, or these are pieces of an orange, then probably after talking to many people, I can believe that this is an orange, or a mandarin orange, or whatever you want to call this thing. So within that, within the question maker, we care about the choice thing, because we have to be able to curate the different options. Okay. And true or false is just that's a no-brainer. Okay, the open thing is a no-brainer, because we have we're saying okay, pencil, what is this in Korean? What is it in Chinese? I don't know Chinese, but okay, in Korean it's yeonpil, right? Okay, so that's a no-brainer. And with every piece of knowledge, every leaf, we're saying, in this arbitrated system, a leaf is the end point of knowledge, pencil is yeonpil, for example. Then, is that true? And are there any flags about it? Is anybody raising any flags about it? So within the question maker, is that relevant? Making options is relevant to be able to populate the multiple choice questions that come around. But is it relevant for the question maker when you're entering data? Is it relevant and necessary to be thinking about, is this information true or false? No, there's no in point for that. That comes with the testing later, right? So if we say, okay, this thing, so I guess I'm showing you a picture, I guess I'm showing you a video, right? Oh, I'm showing you a video, oh my God. So so that say a leaf is like, here's a video of this thing, and I say, what is this? This is a Moonhua. Look, there's the word Moonhua on there. Okay, so then I incorrectly, label this thing as a Moonhua. So then I've created this leaf lovingly, and I've put different options, and I guess within the category of writing utensils, the machine can actually generate, and it pre-populated the suggestion of like pen and felt and crayon, and so I've accepted those things as potential options. So maybe if I've created a populated list of objects within a category, say like writing